What's up, y'all?
How's it going?
Good.
Since we just had Ernest in here and he got Player of the Week, he just mentioned kind of nice to get recognition. His name maybe doesn't always come up in the conversation of some of the top linebackers, but in the year and a half you played with him, what's really impressed you about him?
I mean, I think his leadership, just the way he shows up to work, I feel like he's this every down type of linebacker. He could play in space, play in coverage. He could play downhill in the run game. I mean, I think he's one of those like do-it-all type of linebackers, and I agree that it's great to see him get his recognition. I mean, I feel like anybody on this team out here getting recognition is a positive.
Does he seem 26 years old, or is that you got to double check that?
I was actually surprised when we found out it was his birthday and he said he was 26. I thought he was a little bit older. I think just his demeanor and his maturity, and like I said, his leadership. Just he feels like he's been in the league for a long time, and it's cool to see that he's only 26 because he has a long career ahead of him.
His speech after the game seemed pretty emotional and all that. What was that like, I guess, for you guys teammates to kind of hear all that?
I mean, for me, it's special to see one of my teammates be vulnerable and feel safe enough. That says a lot about our team, that he's comfortable with everybody on our team to be vulnerable in a space like that, and feel like it's going to be taken well like a family. And I think that's another big reason why he's such a great leader on this team. He's showing the young guys to do that.
Sorry, is that unique to? I mean, you've been in some different locker rooms. Is that unique to this locker room?
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I feel like this is obviously a stressful career, stressful job. People have stuff going on outside of football. It's a high testosterone, male-dominant type of environment, and it's not the easiest place to be vulnerable and say that you're struggling with something or something's hard for you. We're taught to say nothing's hard and just go through it, and I think that says a lot about his character and just his leadership.
Ernest says being in Seattle, it's either football or nothing. It's pretty easy to block out distractions here.
Yeah.
You've been in LA, college, in New York. Do you find Seattle to be that way, that it's football or nothing?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like the fan base, just the culture, even outside of the facility, it just feels like it's like you're almost in one of those southern towns. It feels like it's just everything's about football here. It just feels like it's like people bleed Seahawks out here, and like I said, even outside the building.
How much, with how well you guys have been playing, especially on the interior defensive line, how much has it helped that you and Byron have played together for a year now? And basically, I mean, I guess DeMarcus is really the only kind of new part, but just all the interplay that you guys have to do, and everybody's been together now for a while.
Yeah, I mean, building that trust, building that camaraderie, building that connection and communication, takes time. And, especially for a young guy, I think, he's impressed me a lot with the way he's been able to come in and just soak up knowledge, soak up all the information from the guys around him, learn how to communicate. Just he's starting to have more of a voice out there, which is, great. I need to be told some things that he's seeing as well. And I think he's just doing a good job taking on his role, and he's developing well.
Ask Mike McDonald about the fact that, you still don't seem like you're getting as much recognition for how much you contribute. And he talked about how much selfless play you do and how much you create for others. What do you feel like is going to be the moment that maybe people recognize what you bring, and how much does that matter to you?
I mean, I think it matters for, everybody. Like EJ just said, he felt, happy that, he's getting that recognition. I think everybody wants their recognition. They want their flowers and things like that. But I think, part of me is just doing what I can control. I want the recognition, obviously, but I think it's not of me to try to force or chase those things. I think it's better of me to, be trusted by my teammates, be trusted by my coaches, dominate, play in and play out, be the best player that I can be. And, I think everything else falls in line.
You think ultimately the team and how the team ends up playing is going to be what allows you to get some of that recognition?
I mean, I think so. I mean, I've heard that, playing in the Pacific Northwest, sometimes people don't notice, we're out here in Alaska and stuff like that. But I think, every winning team, the more we eat as a team, the more we eat as individuals. There's more eyes on us in primetime games, winning teams and things like that. And I think when you're, shining on a team like that, then you get your recognition as well.
You and Byron are tied for the team lead in sacks. Is there a little friendly competition going there? one up each other? Or?
Honestly, I think we both want it together, and I think that's what's so beautiful. I don't think we want to one up each other. I think, when I get a sack, I want him to get the next one. When he gets a sack, he wants me to get the next one. I think we both kind of want to lead the league together, and I think that's helping us play so well off of each other, and it's helping us play so well in general.
What's the play that Byron has made this season that has impressed you the most, if there's a single play?
I would just say the screenplays have been big for me. I think he does a great job of stopping the run. I think that he's known for that. I think he's obviously improved as a pass rusher. But for me, sometimes seeing effort and just want to and will from a young guy, that stands out the most to me. And, I'm seeing him chasing down screens from sideline to sideline, getting TFLs on screenplays, and I think that's the most impressive what I've seen.
When you're out there with DeMarcus Lawrence, how much do you feel his presence, and how does he make your job easier just with what he does?
I definitely feel his presence. He's a leader. He sees things. I've talked a lot about how he's helped my game since he's been here, of just how he sees and views pass rush and how he wants to get to the quarterback. He's hungry to get to the quarterback. He's hungry for, getting forced fumbles and things like that. And, sometimes he'll see something and he'll be like, hey, Leo, widen out. They're coming this way. It helps me play faster just knowing he's on my edge.
The play he made on the forced fumble, just when you go back and watch that, how far back out of the play he is to get back and do that. How impressive was that?
I mean, that's impressive, and I think, young guys are seeing that. That's something I just said that stood out about Murph a second ago, was him just having effort and want to and running sideline to sideline. I think that's the type of culture and DNA that we're just building around here right now is, regardless of what year you are, regardless of where you play on the line or where you play on the field, we're going to play with a certain want to and drive. And, he was completely out of that play and he's showing everyone else on the team that, he's a year 12, older guy, and he's still chasing down the ball, so everyone can do it.
Mike, I think it was last week, he referenced talking about that topic, the play you made in Washington, chasing down Jaden Daniels, I think it was on 4th down or 3rd down or whatever. Just, where's that? I guess it says that's the culture, but who kind of sets the tone that you have while you guys are doing that kind of stuff?
I mean, I think the players set the tone. I mean, I think the coaches address things and say things, but it's on the players to show it every day in practice, show it every day on film, in games. Like I just said, it's there's no excuse for a young guy to, see year 10-plus guys running down the ball like that and think that they shouldn't run down the ball. And I think the more and more you just see it in the team, the more everyone wants to be that way. You even see, even on the offensive side of the ball, it's when the ball gets stopped, you see a wave of blue jerseys coming in and pushing the pile. And I think the more and more you see that on film, the more the team wants to do that.
Where does this defense rank of all the ones you played on?
I mean, it's the best defense I've played on, and it's I played on some talented defenses. I would say played against alongside some great D linemen and things like that as well. I think what makes this team and defense so special and unique is just our connection, and I think that's the driving force of everything.
What do you remember the Atlanta game last year? It seemed like a pretty big win at the time. You guys had lost a couple in a row going into it, and go down there and really beat them bad.
I mean, I think I just remember, Bijan's a great back. They're going to get the ball in his hands. He's going to make plays. I think it's on us as a defense to try to limit him as much as possible, hit him as much as possible. And then, I think they have drive and want to. So, just like every week, we're never going to overlook a team. They got a lot of weapons over there.
You guys are number 2 in the league in run defense this year. Just philosophically for a defense to be near that end of the chart and against the run, what does that kind of mean to you guys?
I mean, I think that means a lot. Like I always say, that kind of helps open up the rest of the defense when we're able to stop the run. I think every team in the league knows that. If you can just get ran, through your defense, the offense can pretty much do whatever they want. But we try to, set teams to be one-dimensional as much as possible, make them throw the ball, and then that allows us to rush the quarterback, which is what we're doing well at right now.
Jarran Reed, back to practice. What does he bring back and add to the defense?
I mean, another great leader. I mean, this team is built on leaders. We just have them in every position group at this point. And just having his presence back is going to mean a lot. Having him in the rotation is going to help a lot as well.
I think Brandon Peely's probably going to get fined for that play in the Vikings game. But I imagine you guys are cool with that when he's coming to the defense of a teammate in that way.
I mean, honestly, I might help him pay it because, I mean, to have your teammates back like that is that's just what I just talked about with connection. I mean, I know it's not a clean play per se, but, you know, Josh getting hit on that play wasn't very clean either. And I think that's the beauty of this team is we're going to have each other's back in a lot of situations. We're going to fight for each other if we have to.
Sorry if I missed it. Is that a new shirt?
Yeah, I think so. It was hanging up in my locker. What we just talked about with Peely is pretty much this.